Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your host Dr. Subhamanasini Nayak signing in. Today in this video we are going to cover second part of module 2, that is personality. The word personality is derived from a Greek word persona, which means to speak through. Personality is the combination of characteristics or qualities that forms a person's unique identity. It signifies the role which a person plays in public. Every individual has a unique personal and major determinant of his behavior that defines his or her personality. Determinants of personality, it is divided into five broad categories: biological factors, cultural factors, family factors, social factors, and situational factors. Biological factors. The study of biological contributions to personality may be studied under three heads, that is, heredity, brain, and biofeedback. Heredity, it refers to those factors that were determined at conception: physical stature, facial attractiveness, sex, temperament, muscle composition, and reflexes, energy level, and biological rhythms are characteristics that are considered to be inherited from one's parents. The heredity approach argues that the ultimate explanation of an individual's personality is the molecular structure of the genes located in the chromosomes. Brain. The second biological approach is to concentrate on the role that the brain plays in personality. The psychologists are unable to prove empirical the contribution of the human brain in influencing personality. Preliminary results from the electrical stimulation of the brain, that is ESB research, give an indication that a better understanding of human personality and behavior might come from the study of the brain. Biofeedback. Until recently, psychologists and physiologists felt that certain biological functions such as brainwave patterns, gastric and hormonal secretions, and fluctuations in blood pressure and skin temperature were beyond conscious control. Now, some scientists believe that these involuntary functions can be consciously controlled through biofeedback techniques. In BFT, the individual learns the internal rhythms of a particular body process through electronic signals that were feedback from equipment that is wired to the body. Physical features, a vital ingredient of the personality, an individual's external appearance is biologically determined. The fact that a person is tall or short, fat or skinny, black or white will influence the person's effect on others, and this in turn will affect the self concept. Cultural factors. Among the factors that influence personality formation is the culture in which we are raised, early conditioning, norms prevailing within the family, friends and social groups, and other miscellaneous experiences that impact us. The culture largely determines attitudes towards independence, aggression, competition, cooperation, and a host of other human responses. According to Paul H. Mushin, each culture expects and trains its members to behave in ways that are acceptable to the group. To a marked degree, the child's culture group defines the range of the experiences and situations he is likely to encounter and the values and personality characteristics that will be reinforced and hence learned. Family factors. Whereas the culture generally prescribes and limits what a person can be taught, it is the family and the latter the social group which selects, interprets, and dispenses the culture. Thus, the family probably has the most significant impact on the early personality development. A sustainable amount of empirical evidence indicates that the overall home environment created by the parents, in addition to their direct influence, is critical to personality development. The parents play an especial important part in the identification process, which is important to the person's early development. According to Michel, the process can be examined from three different perspectives. 1. Identification can be viewed as the similarity of behavior, including feelings and attitudes between child and a model. Second, identification can be looked at as the child's motivates or desires to be like the model. 3. It can be viewed as the process through which the child actually takes on the attributes of the model. From all three perspectives, the identification process is fundamental to the understanding of personality development. The home environment also influences the personality of an individual. Siblings, brothers, and sisters also contribute to personality. Social factors. Socialization involves the process by which a person acquires from the enormously wide range of behavioral potentialities that are open to him or her, those that are ultimately synthesized and absorbed. Socialization starts with the initial contact between a mother and her new infant. After infancy, other members of the immediate family, father, brothers, sisters, and close relatives or friends, then the social group, peers, school friends, and members of the work group play influential roles. Socialization process is especially relevant to organizational behavior because the process is not confined to early childhood, taking place rather throughout one's life. In particular, the evidence is accumulating that socialization may be one of the best explanation for why employees behave the way they do in today's organization. Situational factors. Human personality is also influenced by situational factors. The effect of the environment is quite strong. Knowledge, skill, and language are obviously acquired and represent important modification of behavior. An individual's personality, while generally stable and consistent, does not change in different situations. The varying demands of different situations call forth different aspects of one's personality. According to Milgram, situation exerts an important press on the individual. It exercises constraints and may provide a push in the certain circumstances. It is not so much the kind of a person a man is as the kind of situation in which he is placed that determines his actions. We should therefore not look at personality patterns in isolation. Personality traits. Big 5 model gives us 5 basic personality traits presented below. This model supports 5 basic personality dimensions or domains which determines overall human personality and account for individual differences. The big 5 traits are openness, consciousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism or emotional stability. Agreeableness is a measure of an individual's tendencies with respect to social harmony. This trait reflects how well an individual gets along with others, how cooperative or spectacle they are, and how they might interact with a team. Conscientiousness. It is a measure of how careful, deliberate, self disciplined, and organized an individual is. Conscientiousness is often predictive of employee productivity, particularly in lower level positions. Extraversion. It is a measure of how sociable, outgoing, and energetic an individual is. Individuals who score low on the extraversion scale are considered to be more introverted or more deliberate, quiet, low key, and independent. Some types of positions are better suited for individuals who fall on one side of the spectrum or other. Openness measures the extent to which an individual is imaginative and creative as opposed to down to earth and conventional. Emotional stability. It is defined as a trait influences our ability to cope with stress, resist our impulses and adapt to change. People who score high on emotional stability tend to be calm, composed, and stress resistant. They are also generally confident and not easily provoked, or disheartened by setbacks. Other personality traits, personality factors in organizations. Some of the important personality factors that determine what kind of behaviors are exhibited at work include the following. Locus of control. It is the degree to which an individual believes that his or her behavior has direct impact on the consequences of that behavior. Some people, for example, believe that if they work hard, they will certainly succeed. They strongly believe that each individual is in control of his or her life. They are said to have an internal locus of control. By contrast, some people think that what happens to them is a result of fate, chance, luck, or the behavior of other people, rather than the lack of skills or poor performance on their part. Because these individuals think that forces beyond their control dictate the happenings around them. They are said to have an external locus of control. As a personality attribute, locus of control has clear implications for organizations. For example, certain individuals have an internal locus of control, which means they have a relatively strong desire to participate in the management of their organization and have a freedom to do their jobs. Thus, they may prefer a decentralized organization where they have a right of decision making and work with a leader who provides them freedom and authority. They may like a reward system that recognizes individual performance and contributions. Conversely, people with an external locus of control are likely to prefer a more centralized organization where they need not take any decisions. They may incline to structured jobs where standard procedures are defined for them. They may prefer a leader who makes most of the decisions and a reward system that considers seniority rather than merit. Introversion and extroversion. Introversion is the tendency of individuals which directs them to be inward and process feeling, thoughts, and ideas within themselves. Extroversion, on the contrary, refers to the tendency in individuals to look outside themselves, searching for external stimuli with which they can interact. While there is some element of introversion as well as extroversion in all of us, people tend to be dominant as either extroverts or introverts. Extroverts are sociable, lively, and gregarious and seek outward stimuli or external changes, such as individuals are likely to be most successful while working in the sales department, publicity office, personal relation unit, and so on, where they can interact face to face with others. Introverts, on the other hand, are quite reflective, introspective, and intellectual people, preferring to interact with a small, intimate circle of friends. Introverts are more likely to be successful when they can work on highly abstract ideas such as R&D work in a relatively quiet atmosphere. Since managers have constantly interact with the individuals both in and out of the organization and influence people to achieve the organizational goals, it is believed that extroverts are likely to be more successful as managers. Self esteem and self concept. Self esteem denotes the extent to which individuals consistently regard themselves as capable, successful, important, and worthy individuals. Self esteem is an important personality factor that determines how managers perceive themselves and their role in organization. Self esteem is important to self concept, that is, the way individuals define themselves as to who they are and derive the sense of identity. High self esteem provides a high sense of self concept, which in turn reinforces high self esteem. Thus, the two are mutually reinforcing. Individuals with a high self esteem will try to take on more challenging assignments and be successful. Thus, they will be enhancing their self concept, that is, they would tend to define themselves as highly valued individuals in the organizational system. The higher the self concept and self esteem, the greater will be their contribution to the goals of the organization, especially when the system rewards them for their contribution. Authoritarianism and dogmatism. Authoritarianism is the extent to which an individual believes that power and status differences are more important within hierarchical social systems like organization. For example, an employee who is highly authoritarian may accept directives or orders from their superior without much questioning. A person who is not highly authoritarian might agree to carry out appropriate and reasonable directives from his boss, but he may also raise questions, express disagreement, and even refuse to carry out requests if they are some reason objectionable. Type A and B personalities. Type A person feels a chronic sense of time urgency and highly achievement oriented, exhibit a competitive drive, and are impatient when their work is slowed down for any reason. Type B persons are easygoing individuals who do not feel the time urgency and who do not experience the competitive drive. Type A individuals are significantly more prone to heart attacks than Type B individuals. While Type A persons help the organization to move ahead in a relatively short period of time, they may also suffer health problems which might be detrimental to both themselves and the organization in the long run. By this, we have ended the module 2 of organizational behavior. Do like, share, and subscribe to the channel and comment down your thoughts. Thank you.